Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever time of day it may be for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Laidback Gamer, and we're back with a final preview of Biotech 4. We got Xenotypes, World Factions, and the Dark Blood Drinkers, which is going to be very exciting. And there's actually several new factions. I was way off with that. I thought there was going to be, one that was specific to like being a mechanator and the like. One of them that was more of the like altering genetics, and a bunch of Xenohumans all together, and then another. No, this is just there are several different types of Xenohumans, meaning there are several different. I'm quite excited to see. Honestly, some of these I don't even think modders have came up with, which is kind of hey, it puts a bit of a sticks the finger up at those guys who've been complaining. Oh yeah, it's just exactly like what modders have already done, and it's well, sure, but why not have it in vanilla? But anyways. Well, that got a little off topic. Sorry. I've had a bit of a long day today, so I'm gonna let's just focus on this. Let's focus on this. Realign. All right, let's go. Okay, so there's three parts to this. We got the Xenohumans. I don't think the world. I'm not sure what where the world factions went in, and then there's the Dark Blood Drinkers. That in itself, they put a bit of a minor spoiler for it, so. If you guys don't want to see that, then I'll let you guys know when I'm about to cover that. And then for those who don't want to see it, thanks for tuning in. And I would recommend leaving at that point if you want to avoid spoilers for it. Me myself, I'm going to be reading through it and then likely completely forgetting about it. All right, so just as a little bit on 114 or 1.4, not 114. Testing is on Unreach is on the unstable beta branch. Modders can and hopefully, yep, we already got to that. If you did intend to stay on version 1.3 after Friday for mod compatibility or for other reasons, please switch your Steam beta branch to version 1.3. Now that's a big important one, so that's something that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be switching back and forth. I already have all the mods backed up and ready to go, so I can continue the vanilla expanded series without having the update or any new DLC really interrupt it. I might do some testing to see if I can integrate it in, but that would require that it might cause the game to be a little unstable at that point. So. I might eventually have the vanilla expanded series carry over into 1.4, but for the time being, it is going to remain on 1.3. I do also have several videos ready to go for that, all the way up into, I think, 8 episodes into December. So, yeah, I've got a lot ready to go for it, so I have plenty of time in order to do some testing to see if I can get it to, the two of them to be compatible. And then, of course, we can always watch, if that doesn't work, and we'll just keep it in 1.3 and just roll with that. Anyways, on to the Xenohumans. As you've seen before, which I think is, if we open up a previous one, it's in here. Yeah, they showed us quite a bit in this one. Biotech lets you create your own types of Xenohumans, mixing and matching with over 200 different genes. But this isn't just a player tool. Xenohumans are part of the Rim universe, whereas Rimworld's base game has all human factions. With Biotech, you can interact with a variety of Xenohumans and their new factions. We designed Xenohumans to emerge naturally from Rimworld's fictional universe, playing distinctively from each other, and enrich the game as foes, prisoners, gene farms, allies, and colonists. Embedding Xenohumans into the world helps us in lots of ways. It lets the players experience the new gene-linked abilities as both player tools as well as enemy threats. Excuse me. NPC Xenohumans are a way for you to access many genes by capturing a foe and placing them in a gene extractor. Seeing other Xenohuman helps to show the player the kinds of things that they are possible to create with their own genetic experiments. Also, the Xenohuman type works as a scaffolding for more content, like the Sarcophagus' special secret quests, which we'll go more onto that later. Fundamentally, Xenohumans make the human world more diverse, blah blah blah, the recruits, yeah. And full. Alright, enough chit-chat. Let's get into this. Alright. Sorry, I just gotta get some water. We have the pig skins, Pigskins are human-pig hybrids that are capable of two-legged movement, tool use, and speech, but which also retain many pig-like qualities. They are hardy and they can eat almost anything without getting sick, but their trotter-shaped hands leave them at a disadvantage when attempting to precisely manipulate tools and objects. They don't see well at a distance, so pigskin gangs usually focus on close-range weapons. They also have a strong taste for explosions. Very nice. They also have a faction in the Rough Pig Union, a loose union of hardy pigskin townships. They are willing to make friends even with thin snouts, but they're also ready to toss a bomb and gnaw a human gristle when it suits them. Treat them with respect, and they'll offer a trotter to an ally in need. Turn against them, and the last thing you might hear, you hear might be a triumphant battle squeal. And a little bit of lore about them, not lore. Lore: pigskins were made for their organs. Uncomfortable with the idea of harvesting organs from baseline humans, a long-gone government merged human DNA into pigs to make the animals produce more easily transplantable hearts and livers. They succeeded, but the result, creating creatures, became more humanoid than anyone anticipated. Alright, pretty cool. A little bit of playing around. And we have the Impedes. Made for desert life, Impede culture lives on many Rimworlds and dry death worlds. Impedes are extremely fast-moving, easily tolerate high temperatures, and can spew fire from their mouths. Though they are masters on the sand, Impedes struggle in other environments. They're terrible at farming, they fight well at range, but in close combat, their physical weakness becomes apparent. They have a savage tribe that has no intention of coexisting peacefully with anyone. Their warriors are experts at using their natural speed and flame attacks to burn the towns and children of other people. Impede tribe combat tactics usually center on rapid approach, incendiary attacks using in both handheld fire weapons as well as their fire spew ability. So basically, a pyromatics. I don't think I could say that on YouTube. A pyromatics. Really pleasant dreams, let's say that. For those who understand, you get what I mean. Outlanders call them dust runners because of their speed over open terrain and resistant to heat. Some tribes call them devils because of the horns and because they burn their enemies. Having been on the planet for thousands of years, the origins of this tribe are lost to myth. They might descend from a group of settlers who lost their technology or an impede community in some long-ruined civilization. But they've been these guys have been around for a long time. That's a nice bit of lore. The Yetakin, pronounced roughly as Itakin. Oh, whoops. Itakin descend from colonists engineered to thrive on ultra-cold planets, so the opposite of the Impedes, or the Impids. I'm going to say Impedes a lot. My bad. Their great height, size, and fur makes them hardy in frozen environments. Itakines share a psychic connection with wildlife and can summon animals to their side during battles. They are not fast or energetic or precise, but can keep going where others would have collapsed long before. And they have a pirate faction who choose to be isolated, and they refuse to deal with outsiders. They quickly call animal warriors. They're quick to call animal warriors against anybody who threatens or disrespects them. Underestimating their wild animal companions would be a mistake. However, a captured and recruited Itakin could be a strong ally. I agree, that sounds pretty cool. Since they migrated off their icy birth world, Itakin settlements live on on many planets. Their fur, roaring voices, and aversion to urban living sometimes leads to native outsiders to believe they are simple-minded animals. Quick-minded Itakin are happy to make good use of such wrong beliefs, whether at negotiating table or on the battlefield. You know, it would be very interesting if in a future expansion, maybe a little bit down the line, we get like a world generation expanded so we can actually see some of these planets. Like, for instance, maybe we get one that we get a lot of new biome types introduced in, but a lot of new world templates for instance. Instead of settling on the classic Rimworld, like the classic Rimworld experience, maybe you have a frozen planet that the Itakines would be very beneficial, or perhaps you have a really hot desert and arid planet that the Impedes would take benefit from. Or you have something that looks like the Nether from Minecraft, where the pigskins will probably take the best advantage. I kid, of course, with this. I still think Minecraft the piglins were a heavy inspiration for this, but still. Then we had the Neanderthals, or actually, as they should be pronounced, because the way I just said it is the incorrect way. It's technically Neanderthals because I believe it was the Germans who named them this. So yeah, if I remember correct. So Neanderthals. Neanderthals are stocky, powerful, built humanoids. Their most salient characteristics is that they are difficult to hurt, they are very resistant to injury, and their strong immune systems protect them from infection. Quite accurate to what we understand of Neanderthals. They were quite the hardy people. If they got hurt, they would be able to shake it off a lot easier than some people nowadays would be able to. And a fun fact, I actually have a little bit of Neanderthal DNA in my family genealogy. Pretty cool. However, without ever having evolved into a complex civilization, they are less adept than baseliner humans at intellectual and social tasks, and their impulsiveness can make them dangerously aggressive. Also, that would be quite accurate. The fierce Neanderthal tribe lives in the deep wilderness. They are open to a peaceful trade, but otherwise unfriendly and territorial. Alright, so you can make these guys into friends. Warriors from their tribe won't hesitate to bash in the skulls of anyone who seems that they deem dangerous. Their numbers and extreme amounts of damage they absorb before falling make them serious foes despite their lack of technology. Homo neanderthals were originally an archaic population of humanoids that emerged over 200,000 years ago during the Pleistocene epoch. I think I just butchered that. My apologies to any, I guess a geologist would be using that. No, yeah. Geologist, any archaeologists, the like. Sorry for that. I butchered that pronunciation. Anyways, after they were replaced and merged with humans 30,000 years ago, they were absent for tens of thousands of years until scientists resurrect them from ancient DNA. You know, fun fact, if we wanted to, and we were able to find a frozen specimen, we probably could do this. Like, out of all the ones here, this is actually, we probably could make a modern day Neanderthal happen. It would take a lot of work, but I think we're almost at the technology where we could make this happen, which is kind of scary if you think about it. Neanderthals now survive in the sub-societies on some settled planets. On Rimworlds, Neanderthal tribes carve out the same existence as their Earth ancestors did so long ago. So think of them as the predecessors to the gentle, savage, and fierce tribes. Having been on this planet for countless generations, they have no memory of how they got here. They might be the descendants of a Neanderthal service caste from a dead civilization, or even leftovers for some ancient science experiment. We have the dirt moles next. With gray skin adapted to artificial light, dirt moles thrive in cramped and dark spaces where combat and travel happen over short distances. They're extremely capable at digging and mining tasks. In the open, however, they suffer from a sensitivity to light, slow speed, and poor eyesight at a distance. After the first tunnel colonies failed due to the stress and confinement, civil colonization agencies began genetically altering colonists to live without open space or sunlight. This xenotype are known colloquially as dirt moles. Today, dirt moles have expanded out of their original tunnel homes and rule many confined spaces in the anthrosphere. They can be found in deep mines, cramped, low-tech spacecraft, and teeming by the billions in the dark underlayers of countless herb worlds. All right, that's pretty cool. This is a good way to get a good advantage in your, well, underneath a mountain. And sounds like they'd be really good against, say, insectoids, since, well, they live underground, so they have to be good at either combating insectoids or taming insectoids. I wonder if they'd get a bonus chance, like a hidden modifier towards taming insectoids, since I think that would make sense if they did, since while both of them live underground, they both have to interact with each other. Maybe these guys have figured out the secrets to taming the insectoids, which would be pretty cool. And then we get into I guess the top up four were the different. Well, they were Xenohumans, but they were the different factions. I think these ones from here are more specific to what you can craft. So the first one in the kind of the same category, like it lump them into a similar category where they specialize in something, but they're pretty weak in another, is the geniuses, or otherwise known as the nerds. Designed to be engineers, geniuses' delicate bones and a natural aptitude with machinery allows them to manipulate devices with remarkable precision. They are emotionally cold and can follow orders where others might panic. Oh, so the psychopath nerds. However, they are fragile, and their amplified nerve impulses make them easy to deliberate with relative little pain. With so much of their brains dedicated to analyzing machines, they lack the neural hardware to analyze emotions, though they sometimes come off as socially inept. Sometimes do that myself. Their dead calm makes it even harder for them to relate to what they see as maddening hothead baseline humans. Geniuses were engineered thousands of years ago by a long disbanded space navy to hold engineering positions on large spaceships. Today, geniuses still serve as engineers in great cities and fleets, but many can also be found working as lawyers, pilots, and musicians. And we have the Hassars. Hassars are engineered soldiers. They fight aggressively with precision, heal fast, thrive in extreme temperatures, and freely ingest military drugs. They have genetic dependencies on the drug go juice, which also makes them less likely to rebel against their commanders. While Hassars' emotions may make them dangerous in combat, they can't relate to a baseline human. They are famous for their blood-red eyes and a Hassar stare. Oh, that's what we've been seeing this whole time, and that's what we're seeing right now. Please stop staring at me. They're just standing there. Menacingly. I've been wanting to use that one for a while. Where were we? A dead expression that unsettles many people. Their lack of emotion and burning aggression nature has led to many violent misunderstandings. In most societies where they live, Hassars are kept separate from the rest of the population. Hassars are single-purpose tools, and they generally aren't bothered by that fact. So you have the brain, the brawn, and then, what I understand, the beautiful. Empathetic and beautiful. Well, these are these designed companions and concubines have the ability to psychically bond with a mate. In certain contexts, they seem to be perfect, happy, charming, and kind. However, they are also inept at manual tasks, physically weak, and mentally incapable of violence, even if their life depended on it. So they've taken a vow of non-violence. Oh, wonderful. On a few wealthy worlds, high-mate xenogerms are commercially available, and some people have become high-mates as sort of a career. However, many societies find them abhorrent, either because they distract people from forming natural families, or because they are human-shaped to serve the pleasures of another. On such worlds, they are either reserved as playthings of powerful or banned entirely. This particular line of high mate fits the fashions of the classical Novoroma, but many other variants exist. Of course, because this is the whole update. I think we're almost at the okay, yeah, we're almost there. So where's my oh, there it is right there. I'm just gonna bring this down ever so slightly. There we go. There we go. All right. Just so we don't see under there just yet. Wasters. Wasters are gaunt-faced, gray-skinned, aggressive, immune to toxic pollution, almost impervious to disease, and they can ingest as much psychite and wake-up drugs as they wish with no ill effect. Their toxin-adapted metabolism means they must consume some form of psychite to survive, usually flake or yayo. And they have these guys have a faction too. That would make sense. The Waster Pirates are a diverse collection of violent Xenohumans. They are mostly wasters. They are mostly wasters with a smattering of Hassars, Neanderthal, Genius, Dirt Mole, Genius. That's Geniuses twice. Itakin and Pigskin. I think what was the other one that we? I think that maybe this one meant to be Impids. I'm not sure. They have little interest in building or farming, preferring to use their substance from other their sustenance from others using violence. Oh, take it sustenance from others using violence. The technology level depends on mostly who they're managed to steal from most recently. Most carry gunpowder weapons, though some prefer to stab victims at close range. They are always a threat. Interesting. I thought maybe they also had they got a penalty from being outside of the wasteland. So we're about to go into the final bit, which is sarcophages, or no, Sanguophages. Sorry, not sarcophages, Sanguophages. So if you don't want to see that part, then this is the part of the video where I bid you farewell. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take it easy. And for those of you who want to go through this, including myself, be warned, there's minor spoilers in this section. You have been warned. Alrighty, so Sanguophages pass along other xenotypes undetected while concealing superhuman powers and working to satellite their genetic need for human blood. They are subjects of wild stories and children's nightmares, and their very existence is debated. They do not reveal themselves without good reason. Powered by archites, unique micro-machines created by architect superintelligence. Ooh, that's interesting. Sanguophages abilities go far beyond most normal genetic enhancements. They are mentally adept, able across domains, and preternaturally beautiful. I struggled a little bit there. In combat, they can launch deadly spines and heal injured friends. They don't age or die naturally and never suffer from disease or poison. A Sanguophage can make a new Sanguophage by reimplanting their own xenogerm into a person. The price for all this, let's just zoom in on this for a second. I know we had photos up above, but we kind of we've already seen this too, to a degree. So this is quite interesting. Nice little dark mountain. I think we've seen this photo before, so we're not really missing anything we haven't seen yet. The price of all this The price for all this is endless red thirst. Sanguophages must regularly consume hemogene derived from human blood. Hemogene acts as a sort of fuel for their Sanguophage powers. They're easily destroyed by fire and slowed down by UV light. So they're vampires essentially. They're vampires without calling them vampires. But I do like that. I don't think they need the name of vampire, personally. Sanguophages must go into death rest every now and then when they enter a dormant state for several days in the darkness to regenerate their powers. This process of death rest can be enhanced by a variety of technology structures. Chief among them is the death rest casket, which we see right here, and it's being powered by these. The death rest casket is an enclosed med casket that accelerates the process of death rest. It can connect to other devices with confer additional bonus on the death rester. The number of devices that can connect depends on the person's death rest capability, which can be seen by selecting them. The devices are the Hemo Pump. This pump increases the amount of hemogen a death resting person can store in their body. The Amplifier leaves death in an amplified state so they gain more hemogen from any hemogen source. Use a gland probe and a blood analyzer, or using a gland probe and a blood analyzer, it links with the death resting person, simulating hemoglands into a more active state. So I guess it increases hemogland production. Glucosoloid pump. This device makes allows the death rester to move faster after the death rest is complete. It pumps the body with extra muscle signaling factors while cleaning waste products from muscle tissue. The psychoid fluid pump enhances the psychic sensitivity of them by rhythmically stimulating their neural tissue. And then the accelerator, which makes it complete quicker. It enhances the effects of the death rest casket using finer blood animals and more powerful chemicals. There is a secret faction of Sanguophages. Every now and then you might get the opportunity to perform a service for them by giving them protection, secrecy, or salvation. If you succeed, one of them may offer you the dark gift of immortality. Alternatively, if a Sanguophage can be disabled and captured, then a new Sanguophage can be made against the blood drinker's will. Ooh, now that's pretty cool. They can either turn you, one of your colonists, or you capture them. I like that. That's a nice touch there. I also like it's a secret faction because then it's more rewarding if you get this like really cool power. But it also then allows you to choose when you get it. Because early on in the game, if you're a tribal, you're not going to be able to have the tech to be able to power this stuff. So that's pretty nice. The first Sanguophage appeared thousands of years ago when Lord Explorer Vardern sought to control a hyper-intelligent architect and found himself transformed by it instead. Every Sanguophage is descended from him. Since then, Sanguophages have been often hunted because of their destabilizing power and their need for blood. Since they can pass for baseliners, many live among them, maybe hiding among typical humans. I sense a potential faction and a potential counterfaction to this. Which might actually come in one of Oscar's vanilla expanded. Now, that would be interesting. Well, he does work for I forget what the company is that they made, what the official name of the company is that created Rimworld. I forget that. I'm wondering if he's taken, if that's why he's merged two of his faction mods. Because he has a hunter and a android. So I wonder if the hunters are going to double up as hunting down androids as well as hunting down these Sanguophages. Anyways, their numbers are unknown. Some think they are legends or rare irrelevancies. Some believe Sanguophages secretly direct the entire human civilizations. The stories speak of eternal lords ruling billions from slate black space stations, or directing blood sacrifices at conferences in the underlays of the deepest herb worlds. If you want to engineer your own xenotype with Sanguophage-like powers, you can find copies of the Sanguophages' special superhuman genes via quests and trades. However, many of them require a unique resource called archites to be reinstalled in a new person. Archites are rare, but can be found via quest, trade, and other special means. It's possible to be a Sanguophage and another Xeno human type at the same time. Pig-skinned Sanguophages look pretty great in their dark hair and their dark robed hoods. You could start the game as a Sanguophage with a human servant if you want to build your own blood harvest empire from scratch. We made sure to design all the character-oriented enhancements so that they can be used freely in enemy combination. We are very much looking forward to the stories of people making their favorite colonists into a royal, a sidecaster, a priest, a mechanator, a unique xenotype, and a Sanguophage all at once. I got you covered. We're going to be doing that 100%. What else? As well as what else would we make? So, with vanilla Psycasters expanded, they become like a super Psycaster, and with what's it called? Ancients expanded, they'll also gain additional powers from that. So there'll be a ancient super Psycaster, royal priest, mechanator, Xeno Human Sanguophage. Oh my, that is a mouthful of a title right there. But I can't wait. I cannot wait. That's going to be fun to do. So yes, that's all the previews. Now we're going to get into a little bit of Biotech's price, which is going to be at $24.99 US dollars. I think in the past it's been $20 US dollars, so this one's a little bit more. However, it kind of makes sense since they've hired a lot of people. They took more time to make sure, and this is a sizable amount of content here. This is a lot we're getting. Like ideology added in, but just from the genes alone, probably equivalent to what the ideology is added in, or at least for the different combinations. And then of course you got a lot of modding potential that you can spawn off of this too. So, oh yeah, this is for what it's priced. I actually favor. I thought it was going to be like 30 or maybe 35 bucks, but 25. Well, for me, it's probably going to be close to that since the Canadian dollar is not looking so hot against the US dollar. But still, that's not as bad. That's pretty good. I like it. The reasoning behind it is they hired a lot of people. They took 15 months to make it because they wanted to properly explore the ideas we set out. This feature got set big enough to where we seriously discussed splitting it to 2 expansions, but we decided to keep it as 1. Thank you for that. Everybody really appreciate it. Some companies have a cost-first model where they decide upfront to make an expansion in a fixed price, e.g., six months for it is $20, and force the creative process to live in those constraints. We take ideas and then build on them until they feel they're well-rounded and complete. Yes, like most companies should be doing out there. I'm looking at you, AAA companies. Yes, that's right, EA, Activision, Ubisoft, and all those other ones out there. Design your game first. Then, once it's complete, and you don't have to worry about thousands and thousands of bugs because you go, oh, we didn't actually really playtest this upon release, then release it to the public. And, if there's an occasional bug here or there, then you go fix it up. Like, I'm fully expecting there to be bugs in Biotech, with Biotech out. 100%. Probably also going to be some exploits too, but, this is Rimworld. It's a game where breaking the Geneva Convention is just another Tuesday for us, so an extra exploit here or there, I don't think anybody's really going to care. Let's see. We believe that different ideas naturally take different amounts of resources to explore, so it must be okay to explore for different expansions. Whoa, my goodness! Oh, whoa, no. I'm just gonna quickly do that because that wasn't supposed to play. Curse you, ads! I've been going on long enough for ads to start popping up. Curse you, YouTube, and your unskippable ads. Anyways, while we wait for that to come back, let's see here. Sorry, I thought I heard something else. Never mind. I'm hearing things. Sorry. Forcing every expansion to have the same price would mean we'd be trying to squeeze or stretch every idea into the same amount of production resources, which is not a path to creative flourishing. That's why our expansions are all priced the same, because they're different in scope. That's because that's what the ideas want. I could get behind that too. So yeah, that's all of Biotech. Gone through it all. Overall, I'm very excited to see this, and even the price was honestly, I think it was a pretty fair price. I'm very pumped to see what all the different combinations we're going to have with Biotech. Seriously, I cannot wait to start playing with this, especially to create this massive title, this Royal Psycaster Xenohuman Mechanator Sarcophage Colonist, all in one. Oh boy, that's going to be very powerful. Oh, and of course, he's going to be the most intelligent, or they're going to be the most intelligent, sharpshooting, We're all looking to get just everything. It's going to be maxed out everything as we can get it. Of course, I'm going to live that long. Also, and I am curious. They left out a lot of the animals and a lot of the other stuff some of the other stuff that was going to be added in here. Are we getting a new ending to the game too? Like perhaps I would suspect if we're going to get an ending, it's going to probably be along the lines of somewhere in the Sanguophages, somewhere along this, like probably maybe true immortality, I'd say. Because they can't die. No, they can't die of age or sickness. However, you could still chop the head off and they'll die. I'm wondering if you can power them up with so much hemogen at once that they're just physically unable to die. And once you're able to create a perfect colonist or perfect sanguophage, will that be considered an ending? I could see it being with this, although at the same time, I could also see an ending where you craft the perfect colonist. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and find out. I don't think Ideology or the Royalty DLC, if I remember correctly, had an ending mentioned with them. So before we head off, I just want to see what the comments is like. Can I make a furry pig people? Go ahead. Age of End is over. Hassars. Okay, that's a bunch. I'm not sure what that is. I think that's a song. Oh yeah, that's a song by Sabaton. I want to see some of this. I know I love everything. I do too, my friend. Come. If you had split the content, given what for one feature. Well, no, that's two features. The child mechanics and the genetics, that's technically two features. Just going through some of these. Let's see what's on the most recently. Yeah, You guys can pause and read through this. A lot of people are very hyped about this. Thanks for vampires. Yep. I do like that they kind of stayed away from calling them vampires. But anyways, that's Biotech, fully reviewed for your guys' pleasure. I'm going to be playing this on Friday. I don't know if I might attempt to live stream this. We'll see. Well, obviously I work, so I gotta when I come home from work, then I'll be able to pick up and play it. Depending on what time, I might try to wake up a bit earlier to get it, and try to install it on Friday, so that when I come home, I can maybe get a stream started. So yeah, I'll think about it. I'll sleep on it and see if I want to try it, attempt to stream it on YouTube. So if you're looking forward to that, then if you're excited about that, then let me know in the comments section. But yeah, that's all for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you everybody for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you really enjoyed. Don't forget to share this video or any of my other videos to anybody who you think will enjoy my content. Next time you see me in a Rimworld game, it's going to be with Biotech. So until that time comes, ladies and gentlemen, mark your calendars and take it easy.